Or is Coin Collector, and as we know, the coins and the offerings that we offer in this hour are always having to do with history, and one of the most historical events that has now come to an end is the passing of former First Lady Barbara Bush. And so Mike Mezak is joining us for this hour, and he's brought a lot of brand new, and this is the newest.
This is the newest, yeah, commemorative for, I mean, one of the icons of American political families.
Yeah.
I mean, in my lifetime, it's basically kind of, you know, it's a family thing.
It is.
And I mean, what family has been more, I guess, giving to American politics, to American history and everything else in the Bush family. I mean, we had her husband, George H.W. Bush, and her son, George W. Bush. Of course, we had Jeb Bush here, and we're based in Florida as the governor here. Right. So it's been, and she has been kind of the scion of one of the great American political families, the matriarch. And of course, her passing comes with great sadness. I mean, she touched so many people all around, and I mean, so what we have here is a tribute, once again, Barbara Bush. Now this is, speaking of political families, is a Kennedy $50.
Okay.
Okay, so we've taken a Kennedy $50, and then we've colorized this. This is, of course, exclusive to us here at HSN, and we've colorized it right there. So it's a colorized Kennedy $50. This is an actual United States $2 bill. That we have then colorized as well with some of their more famous images, and of course, 73 years. We were talking about this before the show. 73 years, President Bush and First Lady Barbara Bush. That was right there. And I mean, just so she was so quotable, so I mean, so approachable, so I mean, you know, of the people. It was just it was an amazing woman.
Absolutely, a lovable woman who, you know, it's so interesting that we're able to bring this to you. But I remember hearing in the news maybe even just a few days ago when she was in failing health, and it was really one of those kind of things that you just kind of felt bad, but for having read many of her quotes and seeing the, you know, the things she wrote and the things that she did for the community really kind of warms your heart when you think of Barbara Bush. What you're getting today is an opportunity for 3 different offers. So you've got a 2-pack, a 3-pack, or a 5-pack. You can get the Barbara Bush colorized $2 bill, as well as that Kennedy $50 in the bifold sleeve. You can get 1 of those, you can get 3 of those, or 5 of those. And what this is your opportunity to have a part of history, or your opportunity to have and to share a part of history that we've got for you here. So again, it is the colorized $2 bill, as well as the colorized Kennedy $50. As you can see, the graphic that we've got here in the bifold. So you can get 1, you can get 3, or you can get 5 of those.
It's a 2-pack. It's a 1, a 3.
It's a 1, a 3, or a 5.
1, a 3, or a 5. Yeah.
Okay.
Is the way it was. They had that incorrect. So yes, it's where it says 2-pack there. That's actually 1.
It's 1. Yeah.
1 $2 bill in essence. What it is. Well, and the Kennedy $50. She can get 1 for $24.95. If you go 3 or 5, they're in essence $20 a piece. Is what it comes down to. Because you have the authentic $2 bill. You've got the colorization, as you can see on the back. And I mean, you know, also famous, there's the signers, the Declaration of Independence. I think that's a real apropos piece of currency for that to do. So once again, anybody that's been touched by, like I said, one of the great women in American politics, Barbara Bush, you've got that. And we've left this so that each one is individually unique, as you can see right here, because we've left the serial number. So as you can see, there's the serial number of that bill, and I'm going to put another one in here. As you can see, complete and totally unique by serial number that you're going to have in there. So you can buy 1, you can buy 3, or you can buy 5. So you can self-discount, if you will, down to $20. If you just want a single one, $24.95. Any of the multiple packs are basically $20, $20 a piece.
Absolutely. And so, and I know that we're starting off the show with this because this, you know, was a big, you know, obviously a big current event. Flags flying at half staff all over the country. And, you know, when you think of Barbara Bush, you think of her family, you think of her smile, you think of some of the funny things that she would say. You never knew. She's a very practical woman.
Oh, I think very much a woman of the people. I don't think there's any doubt about that. And there you go. Once again, look at that. There's the signers, the Declaration. Because this is an authentic American $2 bill. And then we have colorized this. This is our patented colorization process. that we use. So you can do this here. You've got, of course, you know, America's couple to some degree right there.
Yeah.
Absolutely spectacular. And then a Kennedy $half that's been colorized. And if you look very closely, I got to get the right angle here. You can see, there you go, President Kennedy underneath.
Oh, yeah.
See that?
And this is all exclusive to us.
This is all exclusive to HSN, absolutely. Yeah, you can't get this anyplace else.
Okay.
So you do, 1, 3, or 5.
Or 5
right,
packs
exactly.
there. I know that was just very quick, and we will move on. Like I said, we've got a lot of new in this hour, but I want to make